guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Tina, aka Too Tall Tina, and we are continuing this build of the mountain retreat. I gotta tell you guys, I never have a plan. I would probably be much faster at building if I started out with a plan. So, we had talked about a pond in the last one because this little house just needed a pond. And I went a little crazy with the landscaping tools here. So I decided that I didn't just want a pond. I wanted like a spring on the side of the mountain. So I made one. It was going well. I felt that it was going pretty well. So here you see me using the custom pool tool to create my own like weird, more organic shape for the pool, instead of placing like one of the debug ponds, because you can fish in those, but I feel like you have like a little bit more creative freedom if you just use this here. And I'm creating stairs so that the people who live here can get up to the spring, and it's a mess. I like tried to get rid of some of the landscaping, move the terrain around. I ended up having to place a ton of rocks, so I skipped a lot of that stuff for you. I ended up with like 6 hours worth of footage because I just kept playing with it and kept messing with it and trying to create something that I thought would be really cool. But here we are. It's like a 25-minute video or something after 6 hours of filming, and you don't even want to know how long it takes to edit. But so I'm adding some little things around the pond to make it look, a little kind of overgrown, something a little bit more like natural springy. And I do end up adding like a little chair up there, and I thought it was really cute. I didn't know how to do like the back patio though. I just didn't feel like there was a lot of space, so I actually ended up moving the entire house at one point. So I cut a lot of that out. Like I said, I did not make a plan. I just went with it and just kept adding things and adding things. I think the outcome's pretty cool. The interior is not the most well decorated thing I've ever created, but the exterior is probably one of the coolest things, because you will see. I'm a little excited. I kind of don't want to, I'm not going to ruin it. You'll see it when we get to it. So I'm going in and placing a bunch of rocks, as usual. That's what I do apparently, is I place rocks to try to make the edges of this pool look like they are more natural instead of this, weird thing that I placed into the ground. I wanted it to look like a pond. And I think this was like all I did in one night, and then I came back to the next day and changed everything. Yeah, so here I am just adding up a little chair so that you can come up here and sit and enjoy the spring. It's so a little romantic, just a nice little like outdoor getaway. Those string lights, I wanted to use them so bad, but I didn't because they weren't base game, and this is 100% base game, baby. So you can see this is me coming back in the next day, and I'm like, how can I make things crazier? So I made the spring at the bottom even bigger because I'm a weirdo. And then I found out that you could use these little fountain pieces and hide them in the rocks to make a waterfall. That's right, people. Even without island living, I have a waterfall, and it's probably the proudest moment of my life. Like, I thought it was so cool when I built a house on a hill, but no. Now I have built a waterfall using nothing but base game. I'm so proud of myself. But it's so messy. Like, if you were to start stripping back some of these rocks, it's just like rocks on rocks on rocks. There's probably bushes that I've lost inside of the rocks because I just kept like adding on top of it and adding on top of it instead of having a plan. Because who needs that? What kind of person are you to have a plan? A professional? How dare they? So I do cut out a lot of the rock adding. You would be surprised that I did actually not make you guys watch all of the rock adding that I did. But I am continuing, just placing these over and over again, and I use the Shift and 9 key on my keyboard to be able to raise and lower them up so I can get them at all different heights. And then if you hold down Alt while you press the left click on your mouse, you can freely rotate the items as well. So that gives me like the perfect like flow that I was going for this little stream. Like I imagine like there's a spring at the top of the mountain, and it's that time of year where like everything is melting and starting to rush down. It is spring. It's like bringing new life to the side of the mountain, and it starts rushing down and it pools about halfway up, and then it continues to like overflow down into this lovely little pond. And there's probably going to be like a river or something, but I didn't build the river. Let's not get crazy. I already built so many ridiculous things on here. I'm like, I'm gonna do a simple little floor plan and make a cute little video. Nope. I'm gonna be crazy apparently. But I can't help myself. Once I start playing with the rocks, I just go nuts. I like making weird and outlandish things. Just over the top landscape for this really simple mountain house. But it is goals. I feel like this house is absolutely goals because it's, you know, a nice little simple house with a screened-in lanai that looks out onto your back porch with a pond and a waterfall and a place where you can, you know, read or whatever things that you guys do. I'm sure that most of you don't read as much as I do. I read too much, but I am an English major, so here we are. So yeah, I feel like this house is absolutely goals. I would love to live here, but I did create like an entire storyline for the family that lives here, but we'll get to that when we start getting into the interior. For now, it's grass, all the grass. I did have to play with like the windows a little bit. Okay, yay, interior, yes, doing awesome here. I feel like the exterior took me so long that at first when I started building the interior, I was done. I was over it. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I had to take a break from it for a while, and when I came back to it, I changed all of my choices. I was like, nope, we're not doing black counters. We're not doing half of the furniture that I chose or half of the wallpaper. So you'll see like I cut in and out of a lot of the clips so that you guys weren't forced to watch me like change everything over and over again because I didn't have a plan. Here we are, once again understanding that Tina never has a plan ever in her life. But so anyways, the story that I created for this little family I thought was super cute. So it's a single dad, and he has twins, a girl and a boy. And I feel like, you know, maybe they might have like tragically lost their mother or something, and he's been doing his best to like raise them on his own, but they're not necessarily super well off, but he is a writer, possibly not like well known, but he makes good money as a writer. And the boy is super into computers, and he is quite a bit of a reader as well, while the daughter likes to paint. I feel like there's always an artist in the family, mainly because I really enjoy using a lot of the clutter that comes for artists. So like there's like canvases that lean up against the wall, and a little like artist cart where they keep all of their paints, and this huge rack for drying canvases on. I didn't include all of that stuff. I just did an easel and then the sketch references on the walls. But I love doing art homes. Maybe it's because like half the time I wish I was an artist, but I'm not very good at it. As you guys can tell, this is my art form and it is mediocre at best. Hopefully you're here for the personality and for the crazy things that I do. Because if you were here to see grandiose homes, I'm so sorry. I apologize for everything in my life. Here I'm just going in and I'm placing the furniture kind of where I want it to go, and I don't necessarily stick with these choices, but it's just so I can get a rough idea of how the floor plan is going to be laid out. See, like I'm moving this bathroom around so much. Just like kept trying to reconfigure it and finally decided that I'd made terrible choices in my life, because I come over to this one, I'm like, everything fits perfectly if I don't do a toilet. And that's just not an option, right? We have to have a toilet. I tried to like scoot everything over enough to be able to fit one. I'm like, nope. So I had to cut into the boys' room, to be able to make everything fit. Yeah. So the boy does have the smaller room, but he also has the better view. So I feel like it's a fair trade-off. In my opinion, it's a fair trade-off. So like, here I go. I'm going back in and I'm changing everything. So you can see all the cutaways where I'm like, they don't need to see me picking out wallpaper for 20 minutes. It's fine. Anyways, so while this is continuing, can we talk about the big hullabaloo that everybody is having over the new expansion pack? First of all, I have already said that Sims is always there for us. The Sims are always there waiting when you have nothing else to do, or you're feeling extra creative and you miss that part of your life. The Sims is always there waiting for you. And they always release such great stuff. I mean, I'm sure that My First Pet had some good things in it. I don't have it, mainly because I only have 3 packs, but I'm sure that there were some things to be appreciated in My First Pet. So when I saw the release of the Eco Lifestyle, the Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle, and everybody on Instagram and everybody on YouTube, they got all up in arms about it. They're like, this is not what we wanted. We wanted country living. Like, first of all, I know you want country living because it's going to have some really cute decor and stuff, but what are you going to play in country living? They're like, we want a farm. No, you don't. No, you don't. Nobody wants farming. Go. That's boring. But with eco living, you get to save the environment. How can you not want to save the environment? This is not a call out of anybody in particular. I saw a lot of negativity, and I feel like with everything going on right now, the fact that they're going to be releasing a new pack in general is going to be amazing. I will take all the new content and all of the new updates. Please give me everything. So yeah, I'm like, please, just let's be super positive and awesome about it, because I'm sure it's gonna be great. And if you really are super against it, just don't buy it. It's fine. Everything's cool. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents. I'm sure I don't even deserve 2 cents. I've been on YouTube for, a week and a half now? And I've only been back to playing The Sims for about 3 weeks, maybe? Yeah. So, I'm probably not the best person to get your opinions from. Don't listen to me. If everybody else says it's garbage, it's probably garbage. I apologize so much for trying to give my own opinion. Anyway, so we're like trying to pick out tile here. I hate picking out tile. I always just want to do hardwood everywhere, but the best hardwood is in Jungle Adventure. So, base game? I tried to go for like this terracotta thing, and I felt like it worked. Let me know what you think. You can be like, no, Tina, that's horrendous, how dare you? And I'll be like, true. You speak truth. That's fine. Maybe I'm slightly colorblind. I don't know. I thought it looked good. And I also hate like the initial parts of doing bathrooms and stuff, because I feel like bathrooms don't really get interesting or come together until you start adding clutter. Like, once you start adding the clutter, then it gets cool. But until then, it's like, okay, you got a sink, you got a toilet, you got a shower or a tub. Done. But then you start adding the clutter and you're like, okay, what's the story? Tell me about these people. Do they leave their toothbrush out of the cup holder? Do they have all of their bottles everywhere? Do they like everything nice and neat and lined up? Do they have candles in their bathroom? So tell me their story through their clutter. But I definitely like jumped around from like room to room a lot. So like I'll get like the big pieces in, and then I'll go back in and I'll add all of the smaller accent pieces, and then I do like clutter and decor last, because then it like the whole house comes together at once and I can kind of feel what's going on all at the same time. See, this is the artist room. I like this. I never use this bed because I feel like there's never a reason to use a bed that has Van Gogh paintings on it. But, like, I would love it in IRL. IRL, I would love that bed. However, when it comes to matching the rest of the decor with it, not the easiest thing. So this was perfect. The fact that it's a little, you know, cabin in the woods and the frame feels very cabiny, and I feel like she would be very out there. So Van Gogh bed it is. And it's gorgeous. It's very cool. So the brother though, I made his room very dark. I didn't have a very good feel for what his personality was by the end of it though. Like, I knew he was gonna need a computer, and I gave him some more books as well. There's books everywhere in this build. I feel like they're a very well-read family. And I just tried to like fit things in and ended up having to not use a big desk. I ended up just using like a dining room table because it still works that way, placing it at the end of the bed so he can kind of like sit at his desk and look out onto the pond that's created from the waterfall. So lucky him, even though he has a smaller room, very lucky. And here I am starting to add some paintings. I really liked her room. Even though it was like peachy orange and the colors were all very muted, I feel like that's who she was. Like, her room definitely spoke to me. And it was very, very cute. But I would, like I said, this whole house is pretty much goals. I would love to live in a place like this. I live in a very low-lying state, so mountains and streams and waterfalls don't happen here very often. I mean, they exist. They're not that great comparatively. So my husband and I, we travel a lot, and we traveled to Tennessee. We went up to Gatlinburg to go hike in the national forest there. And there's like one waterfall that you can get to that you can walk behind the waterfall. And it's absolutely stunning. It is just the coolest thing. And like, you can swim in it if you want, and there's all kinds of like rocks to climb on, and the trail's not that bad. I think it took us like maybe an hour to hike up and an hour to hike back, but it was just the coolest thing. And like I said in the first video, I have like a t-shirt that says "The mountains are calling and I must go." I just live in the wrong state. I need to be somewhere where there are mountains and streams and hiking and waterfalls and things like that. I feel like it suits my personality a little bit more. So don't be surprised one day if I just run away to go live in the mountains. There's like a really famous English major joke where they're like, "I'm gonna run away and live in the mountains and not speak to anybody," and they're like, "Don't just throw your life away." And obviously, you know, Henry David Thoreau was a writer who ran away to the woods to live, so English humor. It's not great, but it exists. Oh. Okay, so I know that you guys won't notice too much of a break here in the narration, but something is going on with my playback, so I actually can't see what's happening right now. But yeah, I thought that there was like, it just paused, and I was like continuing to tell you guys a story of why it was paused for so long. And turns out, no, there's a problem with my computer playing it back to me right now. Everything else looks great, like the audio's working just fine, but it gets about here in the video, and my computer's just like, "Nope, I'm done showing you what you've done. You're done." So while it's continuing, not really sure what's going on the screen, but I'm gonna tell you about why the computer was paused to begin with. So there was definitely at least like an hour of where I'm just sitting there and I'm not even looking at my screen anymore, because while I was building, I started watching a new show that just dropped like 2 days ago. Yesterday. It came out yesterday. Hulu released a Hulu original called The Great, and it's about the Russian bureaucracy. So like the Emperor and Empress of Russia, Catherine the Great, and what is the Emperor's name? I don't know. I can't remember right now. But I was getting super into it. I did end up watching the entire 10 episodes all in one day. So the whole time I've been editing today, I've just been watching that show. Oh, hey, look, my video just caught up. So for me, I can see that I'm now starting to decorate the kitchen. Hopefully you guys did not just have like 2 minutes of nothing. And if you did, I'm so sorry. But so here I go, adding in all the clutter. Like I said, this is like the last step that I do is going back in and getting it all organized. And I try, when I use debug, what I try to do is I go in and I pull out everything that I could possibly want all at the same time, because trying to find things in debug is a struggle. And I'm sure that other people are super good at it, and they're super good at it because they've done it 100 million times. Like, there's one YouTuber that I watch all the time, Little Simsy, and she uploads every single day. And that just blows my mind. Like, it takes me days to get you guys new videos, and it makes me feel so bad because I'm sure that there's somebody out there who is waiting on bated breath for a new video from me. I'm sure it's just my one friend. Just my one friend. She's always the first person to like all of my videos, and she's always really excited when I tell her that I just uploaded a new video. But so I can't even imagine what Little Simsy must go through on a daily basis in order to upload a new video every single day. And it's not even just a new video, but she streams every day. She's also very young, and she's probably got like a ton of energy, so I don't have those things. I'm a much older person comparatively, but yeah. So yeah, so we're going in and we're adding all of the clutter and getting it all looking really nice and organized. Like I said, I loved her room. I think her room turned out so well. And just this house overall, like all the books everywhere, just a little smattering of plants, not too much. Like, I didn't want them to be the crazy plant lady, but I will build a crazy plant lady house if you guys want me to. I really wish that I had cats and dogs, because if I did, I would do a crazy cat slash plant lady, and that house would be phenomenal. Plus, I know that there's some like really good furniture in cats and dogs for some reason. I want it all. I want all of the packs, but you know, I'm an adult with responsibilities, I guess. I remember to do a trash can. I feel like that's a normal thing that people forget all the time, is that we forget to add trash cans. And yeah, I think we're getting really close to the end here. Not 100% sure. I'm really bad at looking for the markers, but I did have all of the screenshots all the way down at the end, and yeah, there's just gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Do you know how hard it is to talk to somebody for like 25 minutes straight and there's no input into the other side of the conversation? That's how this feels, but I really do like it. I have been enjoying the heck out of this. I really have. And I appreciate knowing that there's other people out there who are like me and just love watching videos like this. I know that there's some simmers who they don't watch speed build videos because they don't want to see, like, they don't want to copy other people. But for me, because it's like so fresh and so new, I pick up all these really cool things, like that waterfall idea. Kate Emerald, man, if you have not, I'm plugging her right now. Kate Emerald, if you have not watched any of her videos, you need to go watch her videos. They're majestic. I don't feel like that's too strong of a word at all. It is majestic and wonderful. But so yeah, so they say that they don't really watch speed builds very often because they don't want to copy other people, but I pick up really cool things and really cool tricks from watching others, and I just love watching them. I think they're a lot of fun, they're very relaxing. Sometimes I'm not even watching, I'm just listening. It's like, I'm really bad about that with Little Simsy, is I listen to her voice or Deligracy. I just listen to them talk because, you know, they have fun things to say, and, you know, maybe you guys also enjoy listening to me just a little bit, perhaps, and hearing me tell really bad English jokes. I do have another one. I've got another English joke for you before we get to the end of the video. What is a simile? It's like a metaphor. That's the whole joke. It's okay. Nobody else has to laugh. I will laugh for you because, oh, you're probably not laughing. It's fine. But so if you guys would like to see more, don't forget to like this video. I'd super appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe. Like I said, I only get like 1 or 2 videos out a week, so it's not like I'm blasting you guys or anything. But yeah, so we're coming up on the screenshot super close here, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay sane, stay lovely. Have a great one. Bye!